Hello everyone. Last section, we have talked about the costume of the Republic of China. Now, let's continue to learn the knowledge points of costume of New China. During the period of New China, Chinese customs developed in twists and turns. Reform and opening up ushered in the spring of blooming flowers for the development of the costumes. Chinese costumes were brought into line with international standards and revived the glory of the Kingdom of Clothes. We understand it chronologically. After the founding of New China, restricted by economic development and material conditions, clothing in the 1950s was mainly characterized by simplicity and practicality. Cadre suits became popular in 1949. Cadres in all cities wore green Chinese tunic suits. Influenced by them, people from all walks of life followed suit to express their revolutionary enthusiasm. Many people changed robes and suits into Chinese tunic suits or military uniforms, mostly in blue, gray, and black. At this time, fewer and fewer people were wearing robes, jackets, and suits. The clothing of the former Soviet Union had a great influence on the clothing of our country in the early 1950s, the most representative of which was Lenin's clothing, which was popular for a while. Large lapels, single-row or double-row buckles with slanted pockets and a belt in the middle make you feel neat, simple, and generous. Just like cadre's clothing, Lenin's clothing was brought into the city by female cadres in the army, and then became popular among female cadres in universities, gradually entering the society and forming a general atmosphere. In addition, Chinese jackets and Western trousers were still very popular after the founding of the People's Republic of China, especially in winter, both men and women paying attention to wearing Chinese cotton padded jacket. Generally speaking, since the 1950s, the country has been in the initial stage of economic development. The social atmosphere is still plain and beautiful. Fashion and suits cannot be popularized among the broad masses of workers and peasants. In the late 1950s, clothing became more practical, strong, and simple, gradually forming an era of blue, gray, and black. In the 1960s, 3 years of natural disasters severely restricted people's clothing. Cotton has failed in successive years, and textiles and knitwear are in short supply. People's basic needs are not met, and the variety is single. The blue cotton uniform was a common style worn by people from 1950s to 1970s. Limited by the planned supply, cotton clothing and daily textiles must be purchased by ticket. Therefore, when people buy, they should consider wider clothes cover, stronger clothes, and durability. In terms of color, they should choose neutral and more stain-resistant and washable colors. This further consolidated the status of blue, gray, and black clothing. From 1966 onwards, guided by the ideological line, activities of breaking old habits, breaking old life, including clothing, were carried out. Many popular clothing fabrics and styles are inexplicably destroyed. Suits and cheongsams disappeared during this period. Blue, gray, and black clothes can be seen everywhere and are called the third color, while Chinese tunic suit, yacht suit, and military carrier suit are called the older three sets. However, it is human nature to love beautiful, and people still try every means to make themselves more beautiful. For example, middle-aged women will wear gray-striped and folded cardigans. The young woman embroidered a small flower on her shirt. In order to inherit the revolutionary tradition, the grass-green military uniform and cap became the symbol of the revolution. At that time, there was an upsurge of wearing grass-green uniforms among workers, peasants, teachers, cadres, and intellectuals. The theme of dress in the 1960s can be said to be revolution. Grass-green military uniforms, military caps, white belts, chairman's badge, red quotation books, grass-green canvas satchels, etc., became typical costumes in this period. After the 1970s, the clothing restrictions eased somewhat, and some clothing designers designed some new style based on the older three sets. However, due to the material conditions at that time, people's concept of purchasing ready-made clothes was still very weak, and many families bought their own sewing machines and self-made clothes became popular. Okay, that's all the content of this course. The content of next course will be knowledge points of clothing since reform and opening up. See you next course.